Hiya.
Hello there, Misty. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
There you are. Yeah, thank you for joining me for this interview. It's a real pleasure and honor to have you here. It was a pleasure to screen your student film. It was absolutely one of the best student films I've seen as far as the acting, the production quality, even the writing, and really the authenticity behind it was visible there as well. I appreciated all those elements. So, congrats on really creating something special for yourself, a real true calling card for you to use as a filmmaker.
Thank you so much. That's
Yeah.
really great to hear. I think the authenticity was what I was striving for in the
Yeah.
direction. So having someone recognize that is really validating. Thank you.
So, Misty, let's establish where you are for our audience. I know you're in England. I'm not too sure exactly. It's what is it? Northern. You explain it better.
Oh, so I'm based in Northamptonshire, which is about middle of the UK, really.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
not too far from
Um,
London, I would say, right? About 160 miles, 100 kilometers or so.
yeah, about an hour.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you visit London
Oh, quite often.
quite
Yeah,
often?
I do I try and volunteer at film festivals like
Oh,
Braindance and
nice.
things like that because that's London, for better or for worse, is kind of the hub of filmmaking and the creative industries in the UK. So I try and get down there where I can.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that if it's something that you see that you kind of have to push yourself to
Mm,
do. I guess there's a large community there, I suppose, and
yeah.
you can connect. That's great. That's great that you're doing that and putting yourself out there. You have to do that. Um, so we screened your short last month, and it won the best student film of the UK. And so congratulations on that. It's yeah, it was really well done. I have to say, really well done. So let's talk about kind of your schools that you've attended a little bit. Where did you first start off in?
So I didn't really come from a filmmaking background. No one in my family is involved in film. I kind of I went on a gap year between finishing A levels, which I guess would be like finishing high school in America. Between that and going to university or college, um, and I really fell in love with filmmaking because I've always loved watching films, and I think I do remember saying when I was younger that I did want to be a director before I fully knew what that entailed.
Sure.
Um, yeah. But then I applied for a couple of courses. So I did the BFI Academy course. I don't know if you know what the BFI is.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah,
super
sorry.
prestigious. And like, how was it pretty easy to get in? I mean, is it were there any special requirements, things like that?
So it was a kind of a local course
Okay.
where we made a short film. So it was more of a regional, if you lived in the area and you could write something about why you were attracted to the course and what you wanted to bring to it. I think that was kind of the application process.
Sure.
And then from there on, I made a couple of films on an old camcorder, just kind of like visual documentary style
Nice.
shorts, which I put on YouTube. And then I got an email about an opportunity to go to the NFTS Academy, which, after having done the BFI Academy course, I learned about the NFTS as this amazing
Yeah,
institution in the UK,
absolutely.
um,
Yeah.
if not in the world, really, for filmmaking. So I applied. That involved more applications,
Mhm.
personal statements, things like that. And then somehow I got in and I was just elated, honestly. And
Yeah.
then it was from there that I learned quite a lot about filmmaking from where I was. It was a real baptism of fire, if you will.
Sure. That's great though. Yeah.
It was amazing.
What when you created typed out, was it something that it was like all the students coming together, helping each other out, or were there any professionals on set guiding or doing any of the functions like cinematography, anything like that?
So we had mentors.
Yeah,
Each kind of department, like producers, sound, production design, had a mentor to help them develop their ideas for the short film and making it. Although it was mostly student led with some not intervention, but I mean like advice here and there.
sure.
Um, and I think it was firstly incredible to get that from people who are within the industry, but also
Right.
just as someone to lean back on, because before I did the course, I didn't realize just how important collaboration is and
Yeah,
community, and
absolutely.
having people who are more experienced than you to ask for advice is really key, I think.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. You'd be surprised how many want to do it without community or,
Mm,
and it's probably 150 times harder to
yeah.
get it done, right? Um, so having all that done, where do you see yourself going from this point forward?
So I'll be going to university in October, so I'll probably be getting involved in student filmmaking from there.
Nice.
But ideally, I'd like to do directing. I know hundreds of thousands of people say that, but
Sure.
um, yeah, I did really love it when I made Typed Out. I'd love to experiment more with genre,
Hmm.
move away from kind of straight drama. I'd like to try more surreal filmmaking styles, more
Nice.
horror,
Oh, okay.
comedy.
Nice, nice, very lovely.
Yeah, just stretch myself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. Especially, you're still young and you can, have time to experiment with genres. It's a good idea, like you said, to stretch yourself out with all these different ideas and motives and things like this, When so I'm assuming the schools, they provided equipment
Yeah.
that you were using. And now that I guess you're going to go to university, and I guess what are you going for exactly? What degree or what are your studies? Is it just filmmaking or is there something else?
No, it's history and modern languages. Actually, it's completely different.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah,
Um, yeah. No, I think I would potentially love to do a master's in filmmaking. Um, but I think getting having a different background, I think helps as well.
yeah,
Just
absolutely.
having different disciplines can really enrich
Oh,
in
100%. Yeah, 100%.
filmmaking, and I think all creative processes, and just like talking to people and societies at universities really helps that.
Sure, sure. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Creatives that have outside of filmmaking knowledge is a bonus. I mean, whether it's philosophy or something in history or anything really, you're going to be inspired by something you find right
Yeah.
outside of that. Um, so when you say you'd like to create more student films, does that mean because you're pursuing something outside of film, does that mean you have to really like meet with students and collaborate with them? Like, is there like the university you're going to, do they have like a film department? Do they teach film?
No, but they do have quite a large creative community. There's lots of filmmaking societies.
Great.
I'm pretty sure you can rent kit out, so
Oh,
I think I'll
nice.
be pretty well equipped. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that was my next question is like not now that you're outside of, all these like courses that you've done and everything, how hard will it be to find equipment now? And it sounds like it's definitely doable
Mm,
which is good because that means you can keep going, on the side and keep experimenting and stretching and working with others, and it takes time to build something, and like anything worth doing, you put in your effort and it'll take time. But, seeing what you've done um, you're at such a level that's actually pretty incredible. I hope you can stay at that level and keep pushing forward. You know, you're at a
Thank you.
really good start, in my opinion, you know.
Thank you so much for that. That's really kind.
Sure. So let's go back to typed out. It's an authentic piece that, you know, comes directly from your direct experience. Is that right?
So it was written by someone else, but
Okay.
I think it's really important when directing something that someone else has written, I think, is to find a way in
Okay.
personally.
For sure.
And I think that's what I did with it. I think there's a lot of people throughout the world who struggle with mental health,
Hmm.
whether that is because of illness or life circumstances. Um, and I think that um, with the film, there's a real there's a way in for everyone, if that makes sense. And I
Yeah,
think I found that
for sure.
with
Yeah, you
my own
find your
personal
way. Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted to create that grounded environment for the actors and then let that bleed into how the film comes across. I tried to let the actors improvise a little bit
Sure.
so
That
they
was going
could
to be my
kind of
next question. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Um, which I find the right improvisation definitely adds to the authenticity for
Mm,
sure, right? When it's done right. And to me, I didn't even know it was anything improvised until I read through, right? Read through the description and all this, and I was
yeah.
like, oh wow, okay. Well, I wouldn't have noticed, or it felt very on par, like something had been
Mm,
scripted, and the acting I thought was solid. It wasn't like overdone. It was just for me, it was like right where it needed to be, right? And with the type of genre, the dramatic of it, it wasn't like over the top, and
mm,
I thought the editing was also superb. That it created these moments of just grabbing your attention, especially when you're the for me as an audience, right, watching this, it came across more the things she was going through internally, right? Like
mm.
you could feel it more. It was more like pronounced with the style of editing that was in there. Um, when it came to like the final edit, how did that go? Like, were you sitting side by side with an editor and discussing things? How much of that was your direction?
So I wasn't there the entire time, but I would come in every so often, and me and the editor would bounce ideas off each other.
Sure.
I'd really like to just highlight how incredible the editor was because we had 2 days to edit that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so it was an incredibly intense
Oh
two
man,
days
I can imagine.
um, trying to work out because I think another thing that I didn't realize was that the film that you write, the film that you shoot, and the film that you edit are three entirely different things.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of work around with what you have.
It's
Um,
it's a cool process. It really
yeah.
is. It's like they're all like kind of blueprints of each other, right? And then the at the end of the day, the editor is wanting to create the best storytelling possible, right?
Mm,
Have effects to the audience and this and that, affect the audience one way or the other. And so it's yeah, you said it just right. I haven't had a chance to really talk about that with any of the filmmakers I interviewed. So I'm glad you brought that up because it's so true. It's like a stepping stone, one to the
mm,
other. And you're absolutely right. It can change. Sometimes, like from my personal experience as a filmmaker, I've done things where I just at the editing room, I thought were great scenes, ended up just being completely cut just because it
mm,
wasn't necessary. Sometimes you want to keep things short and to the point, and if you can get rid of it without losing the heart of the story, then it's okay to cut it,
Yeah.
you know?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So that's an important process. And I feel like a lot of filmmakers sometimes aren't willing to go that route, right? It's like they film
Mm.
something, they want it this way, they want to keep it that way, and they're not willing to, I guess there's a saying, right? Like what is it? It's I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, like in the editing room, it's when you like cut your babies or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
right? It's we're so attached to it, but at the same time you put on that new hat of editor and or you
Mm.
collaborate with an editor and you have to focus on the storytelling, right? At that point.
Yeah, you just have to be open, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to
I
be
think you have
open.
to be willing to see it from different angles and not the one that you had in your head from the
Sure.
start. Mm.
That's where it starts, right? The idea, all that, it starts there in your head, and then there's this like evolution that happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any other things that you've written or have partnered up with a writer, anything in the works?
Yeah, I've written a script for a short play,
Oh wow.
a screenplay for a short film, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Um, yes, and I've got a producer for that who I worked with on Typed Out, and we're just developing it at the moment, looking for any potential funding,
Sure.
and then just see where it goes from there. Yeah, I'm really excited to work on it.
That's good. That's good to hear that you're still
Yeah.
moving forward, and
Mm.
funding can be tricky. It can
Yeah.
be real tricky. I feel like I read somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Disney have something to do with the funding of Typed Out?
Yes.
How did that come into play?
So Disney kind of funded the whole academy, so it meant that we
Um,
could stay in Beaconsfield um, for the 10 days. It meant that we could go to talks with industry professionals, filmmakers,
nice.
people in marketing. So it wasn't just a filmmaking experience, it was an experience around the filmmaking industry as a whole.
Sure, sure.
Um, so Disney funded about six films. Um, I suppose with the equipment costs and labor costs, but then also the experiences of having people come in and give talks. But yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it sounds like a well-rounded
Mm.
experience, to have. Um, and how was was there a process to get that funding, or was it just automatic, or like did you have to submit a script and it had to get approved or anything like that?
So the writers submitted scripts for their
Gotcha.
kind of role, and then each crew member, I suppose, they applied for their specific role, and they
Okay.
talked about why they would want to do that specific role.
Oh,
So it was kind
wow.
of it was separate and kind of discreet in that sense. Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. That's great that you guys got it. And
Mm.
from the looks of it, it turned out really well, And are you looking at submitting more festivals with it?
Yeah, we've submitted to a fair few.
Yeah.
Um, we've got a few more selections, some in the UK. We got nominated for an award at London Film Club.
Nice.
So yeah, we're
Nice.
um, we're getting selections, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
It's gratifying
Yeah.
because it's you get so many rejections when it comes to film festivals and filmmaking in general. It's just really lovely when you see on the film freeway, you've been selected. It's a great
Yeah.
feeling.
Oh,
So yeah.
absolutely. I've done festivals since like early 2000s as a filmmaker, and
Mm,
I don't know what happened, but I just reached a point where I don't know if I just got tired of either like I don't know, just a lot of things that happened. Like my film didn't quite fit the programming, or it just wasn't selected, or I was told like I would have a great relationship with a festival. The next year they'd be like, well, we decided not to, put it in your next
mm,
film. And there was no explanation, right? I just like I just got tired of all of that, and so there's one festival here in Oklahoma that it's called Bare Bones, and they do a
Mm.
great job of giving a lot of indie filmmakers, first time filmmakers, a chance, right? And I kind of took that with me because it always left a good feeling. And so I wanted to do the same thing. It all started for locals, and then it kind of grew to state and then to international this year for the first time. But I wanted to share that experience, that joy of like being selected, having a chance to be screened, and have the chance to win something. And it's a good feeling, and it's gratifying, and it does, I think, in my opinion, whenever I went through that, I like just lose, 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 and then I got that win, an unexpected win. It actually did help me continue my filmmaking journey because I think I was at the end of my rope and I was thinking about just quitting and not doing it anymore. And so when I got that unexpected win, it changed my whole direction of, oh, like I'll keep going. Somebody does appreciate what I've done,
Yeah.
and this and that, and like they get it. So I just wanted to share that, now that I'm older, I just feel like I could give that to other filmmakers. And so it's tough. I've been there, and the opportunities are sometimes there, sometimes not. And so I just want to create an environment where people get the chances, like no matter what, really, they get the chance. Um, so yeah, that's why I do things differently.
Mm.
For our festival, I mean, kind of because of like the growing pains I was experiencing with the festival, essentially, 360 films is an insane amount of films to
Yeah.
screen, right? I accepted the challenge and I pushed myself to do something different, which is like at the end of every month, have a screening event, right? And it's
Mm.
that way, it's like some festivals like to screen in different theaters at the same time, so you don't get to see all the movies. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give everybody a fair shot of an audience, right? And just kind of create space. Other things that festivals do that are crazy is, let's say they have a week long festival, like every day for a week straight from morning to like nightfall. It is like an insane thing to do
Mm.
every day. It's so exhausting, it can be expensive. And so
Yeah.
for me to be able to put just one event at the end of every month, it's not like it doesn't cost you time and energy. It's
Yeah.
spaced out. You can take a breather and then come back, the following month and check out more films. So I think there's
It's more
something there.
accessible.
Yeah, it's slowly building. I'm having a lot of trouble getting support from like the real all the like Oklahoma film and music offices. They don't seem to want to support it. There's other filmmakers in town that they don't really care for it, which is really sad because as much as it is for international people to have a chance, it's also for them, but they don't want to be a part of it, which is kind of crazy. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with that, but
Mm.
all in all, though, like everything, it takes time to build some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you see yourself is creating a feature film something that you would want to do one day?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've I've not written anything yet feature wise, but I do have different ideas that I play around with from time to time, kind of drawing on personal experiences and um, like
Yeah.
maybe making them a little bit more surreal, playing
Sure.
around with it. Yeah. And I think when I've made a couple more shorts and I've kind of established myself a little bit more, I'd definitely love to try and get some funding for that and
Yeah.
develop a feature. That would be amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Very tough to do.
Definitely.
But if you stick with it and take your time, like you said, build up
Mm,
your repertoire of short films. Uh, even try different little routes. There's always a route of looking for an agency that represents like new filmmakers. things
Mm.
like that, even new writers, and you could always start building a career through that side of things, right? Receiving writing assignments, completing them, doing a good job, build up a career that way, and then eventually you'll have your shot, you know. You'll have people in the industry that will, it's not just because you have some films you made, but it's because they know you, they can rely on you, you turn in assignments, right? You're good, you're
Yeah,
really good. So when you have that reputation that you build out, you'll find that the same people are going to cheer you on for your future project, you know? So there's different routes, you know, because just finding it on your own or looking for it is so difficult. It's
yeah.
doable, but you're going to have to knock on thousands of doors, you know. It's quite difficult. Um, well, what's since you've been through these programs and all these things, and you kind of have an idea where you want to go next and all that, and the position you are now, what advice would you have for anyone interested in filmmaking that's never done it? It may seem too hard or just impossible. What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say that you're never ever going to be ready. I think you're always going to be afraid of failure,
Mhm.
but failure is part of life, and I think you have to just feel the fear of that and go with it anyway, because like the difference between doing something and doing it badly and not doing it at all is such a massive gap. And even if, you know, you do something and you're not entirely happy with it, or you do an amazing job, you'll find so many people along the way that you'll want to work with later down the line, or you bounce ideas off each other, and then, one day you might find that you're working on something with them. I think you just have to accept the the chaos and the stress and um, the fact that you'll be unready, um, and just go with it and have a bit of fun, because filmmaking is about expression. It's an art form. So if you're not doing something that is fun or is a kind of reflection of yourself or a form of expression, then there's no point in doing it. If
Sure.
that does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made several points there, which I love. I mean, the first one you hit so right on it, which is, about fear. I think fear stops most people on their tracks before they even take a leap, right? And along the way, yeah, there's chaos, but you kind of have to embrace it a little bit. You know, you're in the trenches. It's expected that there's going to be issues you have to resolve, kind of be a problem solver, if you will, to some of the things to figure out some things. And then along the way, you meet people, which is like a great second point, is to not be afraid to ask for help. Not to like I think it's good to be humble, right? And just be honest with yourself. What I don't know, things like that, and just go in with like an openness that says, hey, this is something I really want to do, but I just don't know, and I could really use your help with some things. And you'd be surprised, people love being asked for help, in my opinion. From my experience, when you ask, like especially in the industry, they love being asked. Maybe once in a while, there's like the one person you ask who's having a bad day or something, right? But I find the majority of the time that they're so happy to be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help you. You seem like you're very, I guess the term is green when you're kind of new at
Mm.
something, right? And they want to help you out. Um, and then what was the other one? The other one was the fear, the people. What was the last thing you said?
I think just to stick with your expression and having
Right,
fun.
right, right. The honesty of
Yeah.
that's right, that you're expressing yourself. There's a need, like I feel like artists, I mean, just talking for myself from experience, like I sometimes have the need to express something, right? That isn't being seen, or just something to be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is a real feeling. This is a real experience, and the best way to put it out there sometimes is to show it through art, and
Yeah.
it's art is a reflection of life, with all its
Yeah.
sadness, it's even anger and all of the drama, things like that, the internal pain and suffering that we can't see on the outside. It's cinema can express that so greatly when done right, which is what happened with Typed Out. I watched Typed Out, and it's like, yeah, there's an internal pain there that's becoming external. And I love that when stories and film, I love that when you get dropped in the middle of something, and as the story moves forward, you get the pieces to make sense of what's going on. And I got a sense of that from Typed Out. It was well done. It wasn't just all like, here's what's happening, this is this. It was just like it just slowly re got revealed to the audience, and
Mm.
which was nice. And the fact that it's dealing with writing and deadlines, it's something that I haven't really seen on film. I haven't seen, like, of all the 400 submissions I got, I didn't see a film about that, and so I thought that was unique in itself. Um, but
Yeah, I think.
yeah.
Oh, go on,
No, I'm
sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that we didn't initially plan on having that kind of in media res dropping you into the film, but I think it really works as a representation of the fact that kind of burnout when you push yourself too hard is inevitable,
Yeah,
and then it's about what you do afterwards
yeah,
and picking yourself up after. That's the real that's the key thing, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, for sure. For sure. That's the, and not only that, but you know, just speaking philosophically, right? It like also the moments that are the hardest in our lives, whether it's making a movie or whatever it is, right? Something personal. It's always those moments that we reach that we have two options. We can quit, or we push ourselves a little more. And they say in that moment that you push yourself a little more, that you've never pushed yourself like that much before. That's when the real growth happens. That's when you
Mm.
are truly growing and pushing your, that's and I don't know if you ever been through something like that where you just you hit a point where you had two options, right? You either quit or you push yourself.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I think that's kind of like a universal human experience, and I think it
Absolutely.
kind of makes you or breaks you, I guess. Yeah.
Right, right. And the pressures of life um can be so much that if you stick to it, and don't quit, that pressure turns you into a diamond, essentially.
Mm.
You
No,
know,
exactly. Yeah.
so a nice little metaphor there.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm pretty much out of questions and things. Is there anything you'd like to add about the production? Maybe how many days it took, or just over, like, how it was working with the actors? Anything at all?
Yeah, so it took 2 days to shoot. So again, quite intense.
Yeah.
I'd just like to, I think, point out again the importance of collaboration and the fact that while I'm kind of here representing the film as a director,
Hmm.
there's so much more to a film than directing. I
Yeah.
think as a collaborative process, again, that's something that I learned that everyone in each department is so important and has so much to add
Yeah.
and is so talented and the bonds that you form with
Right.
these people along the way are just so beautiful.
Yeah.
um I think what else is there anything I can add? um
Well, was there a reason why things were so tight? Like the 2 days, then 2 days of editing? Like, did you guys? Like what happened there that it was so tight?
So that was a deadline imposed on us.
Okay.
We yeah, we were given the schedule of when we would shoot, when we would edit. I think it was because the program was 10 days, so we had to
Uh,
fit that around
wow, that is so short.
talks. Yeah,
That is
yeah.
insanely short. Wow.
I mean, we were given the script about a month before, so we were doing prep,
That's good.
but we didn't meet each other in person. We didn't actually go to Beaconsfield, which is where the NFTS is, until that 10 days began. So it was very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you got through that. That sounded like kind of like real life. I mean, in the
Yeah.
industry, you have these crazy deadlines to meet, and if you don't meet them, then it's kind of like you're cut.
Yeah.
So there is an expectation, right, of do whatever it takes to meet those deadlines, and it sounds like you guys did it. So you should be very proud of that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to say. I just hope that we get to see more things from you next year.
Oh,
If we get
definitely.
get the
Yeah.
chance to make things for next year, I'd love to see more. I hope we can stay in touch over the years, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just wish you the best of luck at your. How many years are you doing at the university? Like you doing like
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, great. That'll be a great experience for you. And yeah, good luck at the university and all your endeavors. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Misty. And
Thank you. You too. Thank you for having
yeah,
me, honestly.
absolutely. Yeah. And so okay, we'll leave it at that. And
Yeah.
yeah, good luck. And who knows, maybe a year from now we'll do another interview.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
Very
See you
cool.
later.
Yeah, thank you so
Bye.
much. See ya.